is like some stuff that I'm like, oh, I know nothing about this. This is a learning experience. I'm like, I'm waiting for that one. I could be like,
what do you think that one would be?
That was Halo for me.
Yeah, that was Halo for Dan, for sure. Like,
well,
that was right up
we
your
have
alley.
to wait for it, but it's anything Marvel.
I was gonna say it's probably Marvel. I really wanted to do Loki. I wanted to do the Loki trailer, but we never did. And I was like, man, and now
that would
it's
have been
out.
so cool.
I know.
Yeah. Drew thinks
Now
they're
it's
gonna
out.
drop something for Spider-Man possibly this weekend, and I was like,
That's what I'm
I
thinking.
think so. There's rumors. All right, yeah. So maybe if that's
Drop
true,
some like Pop Funkos and a bunch of other things, and I'm like, ooh, speculation.
Yeah, somebody just popped out a tweet, I think, or a Facebook post about all the new Funkos that are being released for the new Spider-Man, and it's like, oh.
And the Doctor Strange one where he's like holding a shovel and like construction boots, and I'm like,
this is interesting. I don't know anything about this.
I just saw it actually like right before we got together for the recording.
Did you see the whole like they changed the end of WandaVision debate thing?
Yes.
What the fuck is this all about?
So
this doesn't look at all like they changed anything. It looks like there's a glitch.
Yeah, that's some people have gone through different editing softwares. They're like, here's the direction where things came from. This is an editing error. But they have very clearly changed the trees. So the trees themselves, I don't know. So the trees themselves have changed. Some people are behind the theory that because of what's going on with Loki, that they may go into some of the most recent like Marvel things and like change small things. I was like, that would be really clever and cool. But this one in particular, the trees have changed, but that weird glitch is one of two things. It's actually like a legit editing glitch, or second, it's a placeholder to put somebody there. Like
That's
to put
really
Doctor Strange there or something kind of floating down.
Someone did say that it was possibly Doctor Strange because apparently he was written into the end of Wanda and they cut him out. So potentially, I think what may have happened here is that, okay, so I think the first theory is really cool because I haven't actually watched any of the Loki episodes yet, but I understand
I
that
haven't
it's
started
about
watching Loki yet either.
Like time splits, right?
Good.
Right, and so I understand that like if he does something like it will affect the time. So that's cool. That's cool.
I did start watching Harley Quinn.
That's not Marvel, bro.
Harley Quinn is awesome.
So the second thing I was gonna say is that like I think because apparently Doctor Strange was written into the end of Wanda and then taken out. What if they had actually filmed something like with CGI and stuff like that, right? And they had actually put that into the final cut and then had to edit that out. And then now they're just removing layers.
I think that would totally work because the whole premise for him being there was he was the one who like was putting these commercials in there for Wanda to see as kind of like callbacks to her IRL life, because each of them have a callback to the movies or something about her past, like the toaster, the noise, and the red blinking refers back to like Tony's arc reactor sound, as well as the flashing from the bomb. And so that was the whole premise.
Oh my god, we should dissect Marvel shows with you. Like what the frick?
I watch a lot of breakdowns and a lot of theories because I love this stuff. New Rockstars has the best Marvel breakdown content I have ever seen.
I will be
I'll have to look that up.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
Eric Voss is like, the man is a Marvel god. He just is.
Oh my god, she's drinking out of a
Pagan's cup.
I was like,
didn't this happen last time, Pagan?
Oh, no, I didn't have it last time. So I was all prepared this time. And I was like, I got it and I'm ready.
Yay!
I love it.
So I actually have water in it. I'm actually drinking.
Excited.
I want to
I
ask.
still have to send my parents one.
Steph,
Like I have not done that.
Her perspective on this as an editor.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think that this could be feasibly happening? What we're talking about with Wanda?
I think so, because I mean, for what is it? The Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. Like, I think that's also going to incorporate her. So I feel like he probably was in it, and they just edited him out. So whether that's relating back to Loki, and like who knows, like maybe they came in so like you couldn't see him. I don't know, but like either way, I mean,
that would make sense though, because him traveling there, he could just do like the astral plane, like what Wanda's doing at the end. So it would make sense to have it a little bit more clear and background. So that would make sense.
Yeah, because even though I haven't been watching it, I don't have Disney Plus, so like even though I haven't been watching it, I've been seeing all the stuff.
All the theories.
Girl, I will give you the login. I have profiles for like 5 of my friends because they don't have it. Because
Disney, don't cancel us, please.
Please don't.
Does Disney Plus not have like a limitation on how many logins there are?
I think you.
I don't know, but I have 4 at the moment.
It's a pretty good test.
So if you want it, I will give you the login.
Definitely let you know. I know there was.
I just think. Oh, sorry, guys.
No, you're good. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it kind of looks like removing layers, right? Like in Photoshop, you know, when you're layering over.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like they've removed a layer, and then you can kind of see where this like CGI effect was. Potentially is my theory.
Yeah, if it was like Doctor Strange just with a green screen behind him and he's just a layer with transparency behind him and they just went boop and like turned off that layer.
Yeah,
so,
I'm just thinking that
I definitely think it has meaning because Marvel, I feel like, would be the kind of company like no mistakes are allowed, so to speak. So I feel like,
or it's an intentional mistake kind of thing.
Yeah, like I feel like there's some kind of intent, just because I feel like Marvel, Disney, they're so. It's like a feature film.
Perfection.
Like, you know, you don't want going to the theater to see some movie and all of a sudden it's like,
I don't know. I'm sure there's errors, and I pick continuity errors in everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like a stickler for continuity. But I do think that Marvel are the type of company to let you think it's on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a mistake, and they're like, God damn, that guy needs to be fired. And then there's like actual theories online. We're like, well, wait a minute now.
Like, we can use this to our advantage.
Exactly.
This is interesting. This guy should have to making us more money. Somebody give him a raise.
So
you can stay.
What you're saying is Marvel could be doing the Xbox thing when they said that the Xbox looks like a mini fridge, and they went, yes, absolutely, it's a mini fridge.
That
would be cool.
Genius.
Oh yeah,
I want a mini fridge.
I can't wait to get one of those.
Just genius.
I don't even have an Xbox
to go with my juggernaut.
Yeah.
Mini fridge.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw I think after that whole thing, after the Series X and everything was announced, and all of those memes are going around about the fridge, I'm pretty sure there's an unboxing of, is it iJustine, who did an actual fridge, like a huge fridge.
You know who else got a real fridge?
The same.
What? Dwayne Johnson got a real Xbox fridge.
Seriously?
No way.
Yeah. The Rock.
What?
There was a whole thing. Like there was
somebody had one.
Yeah, Microsoft sent him one to do a promotion with his new energy drink, like his new body fuel. That like he opens up an Xbox.
I just know he has tequila. Yeah, right. I was like, he's just
The Rock has a whole line of like healthy for you, all natural drinks plus like a clothing line now. Like he's got a workout clothing line.
I would buy that.
Everything that man touches is gold.
That's my motivation to work out.
I feel like, oh God. And he works out like 5 hours a day. And then he eats at his like big, massive cheat meals and stuff. And I'm like, man, I just want to be you.
I work out pretty regularly now. And I'm like, all I want to do, my goal is to get to that point where I can wear the sleeveless hoodie because I think that looks awesome, but I don't have the confidence to wear a sleeveless hoodie yet.
Sleeveless hoodie. Oh my gosh.
I don't work out.
That's the move.
At all.
I've just started.
Yeah, but you're very beautiful the way you are anyway. So
I need to, because 2 years ago at work, they brought in these people like for this big health initiative, and they're like, we'll measure your like BMI, and BMI is a sham, but like measure like your muscle and everything. And the lady gives me mine, and she's like, you really need to work out. You have like 0 muscle.
Oh my God.
She's like, you need something. And I'm like,
that would be me.
Okay.
That would be me.
Wow.
I was very embarrassed.
That's harsh. That's harsh.
I like looked at my arms. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm always like flexing. I'm like, do you see? And like, there's no muscle, but it's like,
it's like when you flex, but instead it goes down. Like, dang it. I tried. So now I have a 5-pound weight that I have next to my computer that I'm like,
I love it.
In between my stuff, I'm like, I'm working out.
I work out. Yeah.
You just do bicep curls all day. She's gonna have one really like, because it's probably gonna be your dominant arm, or you're just gonna have like this big ripped bicep. And
so
the other
you're gonna look like Hellboy, just with like the one giant fist.
Yes.
And then
exactly.
it starts to like affect my gameplay my controller. I just like aggressively hit the buttons on one and the buttons start breaking.
You need another controller? You just bought one yesterday.
I know. Yeah.
That's what I need.
Strength.
This is to keep my
that is what I need.
Controller strength up.
I had such a sad moment on set trying to help like Nolan and Paul set something up, and I went to clamp something to try to clamp it to the pole, and I couldn't.
You couldn't actually clip it? You couldn't get the ground? Oh, no.
I was like, here, let me do that. And I was like, oh.
I'm so sorry.
I was like, hand it over.
Oh, I hate that feeling when you have to hand it over, and I'm just like, no, let me do it.
I want to do it. I can do this. I got it open like a little bit, but it was just to get it like around. It was. They are. They're strong. Like they're.
They are. They're firm. They have to be secure.
Raising?
On firm and I was gonna say the same thing. But on that note, welcome to the Replayer Podcast, everybody. I am your host this week, Pagan, and I'm joined today by Dan, Ericka, and Steph.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, it is that Steph.
Yeah,
it is that. It's the Steph Judge. The judge is here. She is back.
Nerded out a little bit.
Here to judge us all.
Are you nerding out a little? Is this the first time that you met Steph?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dan messaged me and he's like, oh yes, Steph is joining. I was like, the Stephanie? I was like, oh my gosh, now I have to go put on makeup to look pretty.
I was like, oh, did Pagan not tell you?
No, I'm sorry.
Surprise.
Just like, I'm trying to like, when she like logged in, or I logged in, and I was like, okay, remain composed.
I also freak out anytime I could talk to Steph, to be fair. I fangirl so hard.
Dude, those editing skills on the videos
man.
are just like, they're the things that sometimes give me the biggest crack up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh man, that's so good.
For sure. I feel like you're editing for like your referencing is fantastic. Like your editing, beautiful, on point skills. But your referencing is beyond something else. Like your referencing is just like stuff that I hadn't thought about in years.
I still love
throw it up there, and I'm like, it's like
I was very
spit out my tea.
Happy
funny.
when Steph inclined me for the Father Knows Best Rapunzel mashup, the Tangled mashup.
Yeah,
so good.
I was like, we need this.
I had fun with
that. Oh, the posters. My God. I forgot about the posters.
I know. There's one I saw the other day because I was going through everything, just like memories. And there was one I totally forgot about. It was the Sleepless in Seattle, like Tango's like puking in Seattle. And Nolan's Meg Ryan holding a trash can. And there's like flies. And like there's just like a little bit dribbling down. And then Troy's on the other side with the little nose plug. Just kind of like...
That's so good. Oh man, they're still on the community tab, right? And Retro Replay?
I think some of them are. Yeah,
I feel like some of them are.
Like the Godfather one was like one of my favorites because I'm a big Godfather person. So
and the Home Alone one, like Margot actually printed that out and has it behind her in her bedroom.
So happy when I saw that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, the Steph the Steph Judge is on the show with us today, as well as the Ericka.
Oh, hey.
You can be a the too.
Yeah, no, you're a the.
Yes.
You're
I'm cool now.
I'm cool now. Well, sure.
Listen, Pagan. Only Steph can pass judgment.
True. It's true.
Well,
literally,
I did have this really nice mug I was drinking out of, but
smash.
No, like
another
beep.
Yeah, Steph passes judgment, and anytime like I think I'm gonna be funny, I'll always just like sly glance at Steph, and if Steph finds it funny, I'm all right. like nobody else has to find it funny, but if Steph catches it, she finds it funny. I'm like, yes. Gotcha.
Nolan and his shenanigans.
Nolan and his shenanigans. Well, there's not much to talk about this week. I guess we didn't have a full episode, like a normal Retro Replay episode, but we did get Uncle Noli back.
We did.
So we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. But first, there are some timely topics.
But first.
I don't know how that's gonna go, but we're going to do some sort of cool transition.
That's the jingle right there. Just
that's
that
right
audio
there.
bite of you going doodle doodle doodle.
Just loop it.
Yes.
Loop it. It's fine. I feel like do you ever hear that song Rorschach and Deadpool on YouTube? Oh my god, you guys have to watch
have.
this video. It's Deadpool. It's like Marvel versus DC.
Oh, one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's Watchmen, and then versus like Deadpool, and Deadpool saying to Rorschach that they should start a detective show together. And he's like, "Come on, it'll be called Rorschach and Deadpool." He's like, "Rorschach and Deadpool."
Oh my god.
Like, it's such a great song. But that's why I thought of Time and Topics, because I was like, Time and Topics. It doesn't really go
Like
as well.
really fit.
But if you have seen that video, please let me know in the comments, because I'm not crazy. That video exists. It's a really good video. But yeah, there are some timely topics that we wanted to go through. And the first one, I kind of wanted to get your opinion on. Director's cut. So the
like
first
the Snyder cut?
Like the Snyder cut. But this is really interesting, because the first I saw of this was when they said that they were going to do the director's cut, announced at E3, I think during the Summer Game Fest, with Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding. Because that was pretty fascinating, right? You just saw this kind of like, I'll just never kind of like forget my face. And I was watching someone else's reaction, and then Adam was with me, and he was like reacting as well. We were all like, wait, is this Metal Gear? Is this Metal
Right,
Gear?
like this is
And then
very
it
Metal
kind of-
Gear.
Yeah, it kind of like transitioned that it's actually Death Stranding, but like in the style of.
Yeah.
And it's like the director's cut. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean the director's cut? Because as far as I thought, the whole game is your cut.
Right.
So my question is, are game directors under the same sort of constraints and limitations that film directors would be under from their producers and their studio? Because we understand like some partner companies, obviously with PlayStation and Xbox, they'll have a time and a deadline and stuff. It's less it's I guess less stressed, I would presume, with indie games who have a release date, but they're not contractually obliged to sort of get out by the date. So what do you guys think of a game director's cut?
I think it depends.
Also, we had another one for Ghost of Tsushima recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
just
think it
announced the Ghost of
depends.
Tsushima director's cut.
Right.
Like from a movie perspective, like I think Coppola is like doing a director's cut, so to speak, of the third Godfather. So like to me, I'm kind of like, okay, that's interesting. After the whole Snyder cut thing, I'm like, okay, is there stuff that's unused that could make this better, or how are you going to reshape the story? So from a game perspective, I mean, I don't know, because I saw like Drew's tweets about it, and it's basically just like an extension, right? Like a little added on pack for the Ghost of Tsushima.
Right.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah. It's like Tsushima, like
Tsushima. Okay. So, I mean, from that like perspective, I mean, I feel like it's almost like Sims when they add on like little expansion packs.
Like,
you're paying.
Of course, it's like
little
the
DLCs.
And like people always complain like it doesn't really like affect the game that much, like blah 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 blah. So I feel like it's almost like that. Like they're just looking to make a little bit extra money. PS5 came out, so they're probably also looking to make money for that. And then if people really love the game, they're like, oh, they're definitely going to buy this type of a thing. So I'm not sure if...
You know what this means is we're going to get a Last of Us Part 2 director's cut eventually.
Probably.
I was waiting to mention that.
And it's going to be just, hey, this is the PS5 version of the game. Have fun.
Yeah.
Somebody else said this to me as well.
I wonder if there are games that like could really use it. Like, I like how Drew mentioned Shadow of the Colossus. And I was like, well, that would be cool to like, because there are some games where I can't think of at the top of my head, but there are probably some games out there that you're like, I wish I knew more about that. I'm not finding lore about it anywhere. I wonder if there's like some sort of like mini DLC type thing, or like a director's cut where they just like introduce more as you're going.
See, now I find
so you
that
understand more about
much
the
more
world.
interesting, that idea. Like an idea, like the idea of a director's cut video game to me is a copy of the game that also comes with, here's concept art, here's commentary, here's a bunch of filler information to explain things that may not have been explained, or you know, here's a part of the game that was taken out of the game for this reason or that reason. Whereas the director's cuts that we're seeing don't really seem like director's cuts so much as they are more just, here's a version of the game that might be slightly upgraded or might include some content that wasn't in the original cut. But is it really?
I wonder. Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, it just seems like with film director's cuts, it is a lot of the time stuff that was just ended up on the editing room floor,
right?
And they really wanted in the movie, but obviously it has to reach certain, like, you can't have a 4-hour movie in the cinema because people won't go, right? But like Snyder cut, right?
Director's cut of Endgame.
Don't go on that now.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a certain attention span, and there's stuff that you need to sort of like reach, and I'm sure there's parameters and limitations and stuff that you'd have to reach for a theatrical release of a film. That just can't be given, which is why director's cuts are on a lot of the special features. And I agree with Dan. I really love the extra content. I want like concept art. I'd love behind the scenes. I'd like to know more about mocap. I'd like to see how the animation started. That kind of stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
I'm just interested because I'm like, if you're going to set out to make, say, The Last of Us Part 2, it's like a 30-hour game, right? Is there content that they had to cut? Is there like 10 hours of content where they're like, we just can't put this in the game?
I was
I'm
thinking
sure
about
there probably
that.
is. I assume most games have that.
Yeah.
If I was Neil, at least at this point in time with doing the TV show, I don't know if I would release a director's version of either of the games.
For sure.
Because I would take that content and use it for the TV show.
I'd agree.
And take that content and put it
So that
elsewhere.
sounds smart.
But yeah.
Well, I feel like it's a game. Like, you're mainly supposed to play a game. Like, yeah, some games have like stories and stuff like that. But I feel like if there's too much story, then it's like, okay, is this a movie, TV show, and then back to gameplay? Like, I feel like sometimes that stuff, like, it's beautiful. Like that. And acting wise, like, you know, it's awesome.
I have that same struggle too, as I have a struggle with a game that's too narrative heavy. And it's like, okay, let me play this. Stop talking to me and let me play.
And I prefer the narrative heavy.
I know.
Same.
Like,
Stephanie and Ericka are one side of the
I haven't played The Last of Us and stuff like that, so like, you know, I can't talk really, you know, about it. But at the same time, I mean,
I think I don't know though, Steph, because I think, like, I mean, you can have an opinion on it, right? You've seen the content and like you know what director's cuts are, so I totally think that you could. But
I agree.
I'm interested to see like why a director's cuts of video games. This seems like a new trend, but is it? Has this been done before?
I mean, we only know of 2 right now currently, correct?
So far, but
2.
I mean, has this happened before where they've had to re-release a game, but then they've added extra content? And then I'm wondering, if you've made your 30-hour game and there's 10-hour content that you just couldn't include, was that 10-hour content actually necessary? Like, was it cut for a reason? Because you're like, nah, you know what, this doesn't add to the story at all. So, and my I guess caveat on Erica's point earlier regarding like it's or even Steph's point about this expansion feel, that's a DLC, right?
Yeah.
Like, are we just going to start calling DLCs director's cuts now? What do you mean director's cut through?
What's the difference in the future between DLC and director's cut?
Well, I was going to make the point that I responded to Drew's tweet about this too when he had shared it. And I said, this seems to be the new version of the complete edition, because games up until now have always had either the complete edition or some games do the Game of the Year edition. It's a different naming, but same thing. So they release the full game and then all the DLC comes out. And then like a year or 2 later, they're like, here's the complete edition. Like Horizon Zero Dawn has a complete edition. You know, Borderlands has the Game of the Year edition. But the director's cut doesn't seem to be that, because like, I don't think Death Stranding really got any DLC that I know of.
No, I don't think so.
And I know Ghost of Tsushima got some free DLC.
Yeah.
So why is there a director's cut? And this was my hot take on it, that I think this is just PlayStation's way of saying, pay us again to get the PS5 version of the game instead of getting a free upgrade.
Yeah.
I've been noticing that trend with PlayStation. Because it's less about the actual game and those things, and it's a little bit more money grabby.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like you're getting a whole lot for that, like buying the game again. Like, I already bought the collector's edition of Ghost of Tsushima. I have the fancy statue mask and I have all this stuff. I paid a lot of money for it. Why don't I just get a free PS5 upgrade?
Yeah, do you feel like this is kind of like a slap in the face to somebody like you who has bought a collector's edition that is essentially including the complete edition? I guess like it's the full edition of the game and everything else.
Oh yeah.
And now they're like, oh, here's a director's cut, and you're like, no, I've already paid money for this game.
The more we talk about it, the more I agree with that.
I had a slap in the face too when I had bought Neo 2 last year. It came out on PS4 last year. I was super pumped, super excited. I love Neo. And then I think about 6 months ago, like around the time the PlayStation 5 was coming out, they're like, hey, guess what? There's like an upgrade to PS5 coming out for $60. And I went, huh, the game's only been out for a year. Thankfully, I found out later that, okay, it is a free upgrade. I was able to upgrade for free to the PS5 version of the game.
Okay.
So that had me like kind of like, like, I don't know how I feel about this for a minute.
It's interesting.
I did not like it when like they're like some games are going to be free to upgrade, other games are not. And the only game that I had to technically upgrade was Elder Scrolls Online. Because it like required not like the PlayStation Pass thing, but it was like their other thing. It was like their Xbox Game Pass kind of thing. And it required
PlayStation Now.
It required me to buy that to even like download the game. And I was like,
weird. Did you already own the game?
Odd.
Yeah, I've owned the game for 6 years.
That's weird.
And so I paid like the $14, but I paid every month to play that game. So I had to pay like another $15 to even download it. But then I never had to pay for the PlayStation Now. It was like I had to pay to download it. I was like, this feels like it should be a bug.
Yeah, something doesn't seem right there. Right. That tastes bad.
Yeah.
It did taste really bad.
Taste bad. Yeah.
It feels bad. But yeah, it feels a little money grabby to me.
Not to go too far into it, I just read a report earlier today about indie developers complaining that PlayStation charges a $25,000 fee to get featured on the PlayStation Store.
Oh,
and it's impossible for indie devs to get featured on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm never making a video game.
Yeah, not if
there goes that dream. I don't even code, so.
So no worries.
It's gonna be an ASMR video game. And it's like, you are now entering a hallway.
ASMR is driving me insane. It's like a neurodivergent thing where I'm just like, I can't do it.
I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be a trend in video games. I'm all about creative license and creative freedom, and that if you have a director's cut of stuff that you weren't able to release on initial release or initial launch, I'm happy for you to go and do that. Should you be marking up the price or charging the same price? I don't know.
I'm all about complete editions. Like I'm good with that because then I get a full package. A lot of times you save money that way. Like I can't tell you how many games I didn't buy when it came out, and then you buy the complete edition for the same price that you would have bought the game by itself originally, but now you get all the DLC for.
Yeah.
And I got one other thing I could say on director's cuts. I've very recently been playing the Master Collection of Ninja Gaiden that came out a few weeks ago, which includes Ninja Gaiden Sigma and Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, which Sigma was the re-release of the games, kind of like a director's cut, but it was actually the cut of the game without the original director because they fired him, even though he was amazing. And now it's a new version of the game, and they added in these bits. So there's like portions of the games that you play in the new version that are bad, that I don't like. And it's like, why is this here?
Oh, man.
This doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. That I don't know if you have any context to explain. Like, there's levels where you play as a character that's not the main character, and it's not fun, and it's just like,
no.
Speaking of adding and changing things, this is slightly off topic, but I really surprise.
Welcome.
This is the off topic podcast, apparently.
Is what Mass Effect did. Like the complete remastered edition, they included all of the DLCs in the price of the game. It was like $60 for all 3 games, all of the DLCs. It wasn't money grabby. It was just like, hey, here's all the stuff. And I was like, like really? You're actually just like giving us these DLC? I'm confused.
It's like handing it over, being like, just be like,
yeah, like
what's the catch?
Like, what's happening here, bud?
Exactly. What was the catch? And I like did tons of research about it. Asked a bunch of people, like, are they really the DLCs in here? And like, yeah. I'm like, I love this.
It's cool. I think it's solid when games do that, when companies do that.
Mm-hmm. Mass Effect made me cry. It was an amazing game. Everybody go play it.
Working on it slowly.
Thank you. I actually have never played it, so I will be playing it soon. I actually downloaded the originals on Steam ages ago because they were on like.
You know where you can play the Mass Effect series, Pagan? On Game Pass.
On Xbox Game Pass?
Yes.
Right. That's how my husband got it, and I was like.
It is the original versions, though, not the updated remastered.
Well, I have the original versions on Steam.
Definitely get the remastered. Oh my gosh. I've looked up like the differences between the two, and it is night and day.
Oh, wow.
I like that. And we've actually been playing, I started playing Halo.
Yeah, nice.
And then you can flip between.
I was going to say, did you flip it?
The remastered? Yeah.
So fun.
I played like some of it in the original, and then I would flip it occasionally, and I'm like, this is so cool. That feature is awesome.
It's so awesome, and I actually will do it because I still like the old visuals on Halo 2 and Halo 1, Halo 2, they both have it. Yeah, they still look good. They still hold up. And the best thing is I play that with Brandy now, and we play side by side. And she doesn't ever bother with flipping the graphics, but then I'll flip them and I look back and forth at the same time, like, man.
The nostalgia. It is a good one. I actually really enjoy. I really enjoy that feature. I don't think
that's a cool feature. I like that.
Yeah,
feature.
it's really cool.
I can
Thank
think
you,
like
Xbox.
Like the
not actually sponsoring me, but if you did want to sponsor me,
right?
Listen, not a sponsor.
I'm trying to get like Wormwood Dice to like do stuff with me. Like, come on, Xbox, come on, PlayStation.
Come
like
on,
this
buddy.
tiny creator does nothing, and I'm like, I just want all
fine. They have money. They have spare. You've spare stuff like this lying around. Xbox, come on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure, they do. All right, well, moving on, we do have some exciting news for the Retro Replay website. It's retroreplayshow.com, by the way, if you don't know. There is a big sale. Everybody come down to the sale store on retroreplayshow.com. I can't believe they haven't got Nolan to do that yet. Like
I know.
Marvel's car dealership.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Like, or even Simon Cancelman?
Mm-hmm.
Drew.
Off the top of a car.
I think I commented
so many retro replay
I'm gonna
things.
text
on Nolan's was it Instagram?
His Instagram.
And I can't remember what I wrote now, but like somebody liked it. I was like, okay, somebody got it.
This needs to be a thing. Like there's Simon Cancelman and like Marty's like Saab dealership. Come on.
Oh, like, I said, welcome to Cancelman's used couch sale.
Oh, amazing.
The used couch sales.
Because the couch, big news, the couch, the famous, infamous couch actually, is sold on the website for $666. That is fucking tempting.
That's crazy.
Yes. Drew came up with that pricing for sure. So the couch sold for $666, and I'm so sure that they thought they were going to get Piper, the little pug. That's Drew's dog, by the way.
I was wondering whose dog that was. I never actually knew. I was like,
that was Drew's pug.
Yes.
It's Drew's pug. She's so cute.
She's adorable.
She's adorable. Who bought it?
I don't know.
Do you know?
No, I have no idea.
I wish I knew.
There was a campaign on the Facebook page, people asking like, who bought the couch? But nobody's come clean.
It was actually Troy.
Another couch.
Imagine plot twist. Oh my god.
That'd be hilarious.
If that's true. What the fuck? Or Tom.
Tom I was just gonna say. He was like the inside buyer, like
Yeah, the inside buyer. He was like, if that had gone on auction, I would have been like real sus of everybody else being like, yeah, you're just trying to drop those prices, bud. No, hold on, because I think there was somebody is sus for me that I'm just like, are you joking or actually buy the couch? Okay, so Maria, the lovely Maria, who was on the show previously, who made me cry, had put it here, and she said that who bought the couch? Was it you? We all want to know. And there's 8 answers. There are 10 answers here. So I said, oh no, maybe it's not then. Okay, I was a bit sus of this person, but he had already commented before. He said, somebody said, the second I saw it, the second I saw it was available, I immediately jumped on the site and it was already sold out. Because it was sold out in 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking unreal. Oh my God.
Crazy.
But that same person like commented on my comment because I said, if you're reading this, we want to know, and can we all come to your house to see it? And he said, sitting and sniffing are chargeable. And I thought for a second there that he was the one that had bought it and was just making a joke, but obviously.
Sitting and sniffing.
Sitting, I wouldn't put my nose near that thing. Are you nuts? I hope whoever bought it is going to disinfect it thoroughly before
Yes, I was just gonna say that, and like it's really soft. Like
really depends on who bought that couch. They may not do that.
That is true.
Yeah, they may not
They're gonna
want to
scrape it for DNA.
Yeah, they're gonna lick it. Like who? Like try and get all that salty.
Just so you know, other butts have been on that couch.
Yes.
I don't think they mind. They could just be those type of people that are just like, yeah, all right, I dig it.
All right.
I mean, honestly, I don't know if I would disinfect it if I got it, just because I feel like it would just like take all the history away, but I wouldn't really do much with it. Like I'd have it as like a display couch. Like just don't sit on it unless you sign this waiver that says you will not fart on it.
I was just gonna say, you put the plastic coverings over on all the pillows. And
you just put it in like a glass cage.
Yeah, with a plaque. Perfect.
And here we see the retro replay couch.
Yes.
Yeah. Anytime somebody goes over to their house, they're like, what happened to the couch? Like, I mean, what is going on there? Did somebody die on that couch? No.
Special couch.
Nolan's butt was on the couch. It must be preserved.
And this person and this person and this person.
That's true. That is true. That's exciting stuff.
Well, we took it to some live shows too. So yeah.
That's right. Yeah. You said you would carry it. You have to carry it.
Well,
how do you take this to live shows?
U-Haul, and then I was there to help for a couple of them to help maneuver it onto the stage because we wanted to have it be like a surprise, like the actual couch is here and that they're like sitting and.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was.
I remember like lamps and stuff. Like you had like side tables and shit.
Yeah, so it was just for some that were like local here.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So it was fun. It was fun, but yeah, it was heavy.
It looks like it'd be heavy.
It does look like it would be heavy.
Like the cushions are very soft and cushy, but like.
They do look a bit like, well, they look a bit sunken now because they're probably old.
Yeah, if you sat in the center, you would get sucked in.
It's well loved.
Aww, you sink.
Loved with farts.
Yes. Yeah, if that's what you meant by well loved.
Yes.
But there's some really cool shit on the Retro Replay website at the moment. We will link the show, by the way, the website in the show notes.
I know we picked up a few things already. I think we got one of the signed copies of Con Man.
Oh, nice.
Amazing.
I've been eyeing that.
I forget what else. I know we grabbed a few things. I forget what all, but I know Con Man was one of them, even though we already own Con Man. I was like, but it's signed. We might as well.
It's
Let's
signed.
do it.
Yeah.
It's signed by Nolan and PJ.
It's legit.
That's pretty good.
I got the well, this was a while ago, but I got the Spectrum comic issue #1 alt cover sign. And it was really funny because maybe I'll grab it, but Nathan Fillion signed his name like a mustache over Alan Tudyk.
Wow.
Amazing.
His character is so funny. I was like, I got the best copy.
That's so good.
That's awesome.
That was too good.
I was going to see if he's done anything like that on Spectrum, but he hasn't. It's just really cool signed.
I have one of the products here, actually.
Do you? What product do you have?
It's not the signed one, but...
I don't know if we had grabbed any of the Spectrum stuff.
Spectrum stuff looks really cool, honestly. I think that like the signed Con Man.
Well, now that I know like all of PJ's like love for sci-fi.
Oh, you have the Firefly.
You've got the Firefly blue.
I do.
Blue.
I do.
I have the Firefly book. Cool.
And it's really cool. So yeah,
it actually looks really cool.
I do love Firefly,
you can have one, but it's signed. Mine's not signed, so you can have a signed one.
That's true. That's true. You can have a signed one. It is listed on the website for $90. So if you do want a Nathan Fillion signed one,
and then you can still get the 30% off on that?
Yeah,
moving 30 coupon.
I think I tried using it, and it worked because I was experimenting.
It's amazing. To be fair, like I think there's quite a few Europeans and UK that are like, meh, because it's gonna cost them shipping.
Yeah.
But you get 30% off, so you're covering the cost of your shipping.
Yeah. Tahoe got some stuff.
Yeah, Tahoe did, and I'm so excited. He got like the fucking Christmas cushion. They're
Santa
really,
Claus
I've got
one?
to say, right? Any props from set are like hot. Like they're flying off of the website quicker than they're uploaded. It's crazy.
We were looking for the Xbox controller that PJ showed off, but it wasn't listed on the website.
Oh, it is. It's listed now. The Gears
5.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Gears of War Xbox wireless controller, Gears 5.
Yes.
Kate Diaz?
Yeah.
Limited edition, $125.
They want $125 for it?
Apparently, yeah. I don't know actually what
box
that's worth.
better be signed.
I was to say,
Is it
that
good?
controller sold for $60 when it came out. Like, holy crap.
Oh yeah, but it's limited edition.
Oh, I know.
That's probably why.
But
is I actually have no idea what it's listed on.
I've seen those controllers before. I could have bought one before. So
let me do a heckin' Google.
Yeah, because in Ireland that is being sold for around €110, so it's the same.
Okay.
It is, so
well,
and that's on like
they're
websites
hard to
that
find.
you can't.
Yeah,
they're
Amazon has it for 98.
So that's
Son of a bitch. Somebody call them. Yeah, but this one has been touched by Drew and PJ.
Mm-hmm.
And potentially
I won't be licking it though.
It's been sitting
what
here.
If John DiMaggio touched the box?
There you go.
It would have been cooler if it was Laura Bailey because she's Kate.
Oh,
I know.
Love Laura
It would
Bailey.
be really cool.
She's awesome.
Maybe if they still have it whenever they move and they get her on the show, they could just have her sign it.
Mm-hmm.
That's also on my list of people.
That would fucking sell real quick.
Oh yeah.
Nathan Fillion.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Nathan Fillion. But yeah, there's some cool shit on there, and I think like people have already got some really cool stuff from the website. I haven't seen like a lot of what people have got, but sometimes I see it like listed on the website for like a second.
Are they selling that Nathan Fillion standee from Con Man?
I thought they were. I don't know if they've already sold it.
it.
It's not on the website. Though.
Okay, I was wondering because like as soon as I saw them playing around with that on the Facebook Live, I was like, I remember that.
I actually think that would be kind of cool. Yeah, they had a Facebook Live on the Facebook group page. PJ went live.
Dang it! I need to start being more active on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not active at all on Facebook.
Yeah, like I only go to post for like my podcast stuff and Level 1 Geek stuff, and then I'm like, I'm done with Facebook. And occasionally I'll check in to Retro Replay, but now I should only check in on Retro Replay.
Yes, you should, because then you get up-to-date information about everything that goes on RetroReplayShow.com.
Yes.
That is true.
But
Because
also keep the like, just keep the website open and just keep refreshing.
I'll do that obsessively. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to order a PlayStation 5.
Okay, I will.
Just
yeah, like you're trying to order.
I got really
Sorry,
lucky.
Steph, I keep beating you to the punch.
My PS5 because we heard about it like it was like when it accidentally went live.
Mm-hmm.
My brother-in-law was like, "Hey, they're on Amazon." We're like, "Buy it," and so we bought 2 of them.
Oh wow!
And so we got one of the first ones.
Amazing! Oh,
nice.
That is
Ta-da.
the beauty.
And so I feel so bad.
I came so close on like Best Buy because they have that thing where it's like they let out a few and then and they close it and then they let out a few and I'm like, okay, I probably hit the end of it.
Well, what sucks too is because a lot of people have the bots that are buying them out, and people who are just like regular people like us trying to buy them, we can't because the bots are and it's almost impossible to fight the bots.
Wasn't there something like in the news just after they came out? There was somebody who bought 350 of them because of that bot thing, and then they were selling them at a premium. And you're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Well, that even isn't
who
like,
dropped you on the head as a child?
reliable.
Like, why would you do that? So mean.
They're just taking advantage of the supply and demand of everything.
Like
so
what
rude.
people were doing with Pokemon. It was nasty.
It's actually a trend across the entire market of gaming right now. Not just PlayStation 5s, but it's also graphics processing graphics cards.
Oh my god,
processing
graphics cards.
chips.
Yeah.
Even classic games now, like because gaming has become such a staple over the last year and a half with COVID. Like you can't find Nintendo DSs anymore. You can't find Nintendo DS games anymore. 3DS games are skyrocketing. Like Switches are more available now, but it's harder to find the base system. It's harder to find those. Like the Switch Lites are more available. So like I just recently was trying to find like DS games, and they're incredibly hard to find. And when you do find them, they're at a premium. Like they're super expensive. Like man, what the hell?
Fake.
Yeah.
Why are they taking advantage of the system? Let us all just play video games. The world is hard enough right now. God.
I debated getting a Switch because I was like, well, since I can't get like a PS5, and then I was like, well, then they have these lights, and I was like, are the lights worth it? They look kind of
yes,
yes, they are.
That's what I have.
Oh, that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing different between the light and the actual Switch is that you couldn't dock it. Like you can't dock
you
the
can't
light.
switch the light
and take
switch.
off the thing.
Yeah.
Like, but then I kind of feel like
yeah.
the only purpose I use a Switch for is for travel because I don't like because I have my PlayStation and my Xbox, and I know there's some Nintendo games that are exclusive that you could want to put on the TV, but it doesn't bother me to hold it in my hand
Me neither.
and sit there and play on the couch.
I would prefer to sometimes.
Yeah, same.
For me, it depends, especially because I have a hard time holding the Switch. I actually have a little piece that I attach that gives it handles.
Oh,
yeah. So because my hands are so
yeah.
big on it that it's very tight and crampy for my hands.
Yeah.
You won't have that problem, Stephanie. You can buy the Switch Lite.
Long hands.
I mean, I do have pretty long fingers, but
yep. See, it's like I don't have big paws, but I got them long fingers, and it's like
piano fingers.
There's
so I have to like claw it.
That's exactly.
There's some of the Nintendo games that are getting hard to find, and now like they're stupid expensive if you can't find them. And I've gotten in the habit of I will buy some of the newer Switch releases now because Nintendo games never get cheaper. They're always $60.
They had one sale recently, and it was a fiasco because everyone's like, "These things are never on sale. Get everything you can."
Well, then there's I'm gonna buy it now. I don't know if I'm gonna play it. I don't intend. Like I bought like 2 or 3 Switch games recently that I haven't even taken out the plastic yet. I'm like, I just want to have it so that I don't go looking for the game in a year and can't find it because I did that with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The game came out a year before like lockdown. And now you can't find it anywhere. And if you do, it's insanely expensive.
Yeah.
And it's like, man.
It's insane.
Man.
Look at us gamers getting popular.
Yeah. But if you can't find something to entertain you while you're trying to find a console or a game or anything like that, you can head over to retroreplayShow.com and pick up a board game. Or a card game like Monster
Are you
Lab.
getting paid to say these things, Pagan?
No, I am not.
You should be.
I am not.
Trolley sounds interesting to me.
No, but there's some really, really cool shit there.
Liam's game is on there, right? Liam's
board game? Monster Lab card game.
Yeah.
Yep. There is also a World of Warcraft. Is it World of Warcraft? Yeah. Blizzard pack and the Gears Pop collector box. I think is pretty cool. That they're selling for like $30, and you get 4 Funko Pops.
That's
that was so
pretty
cool.
Awesome.
Cool. You get 4 Funko Pops and a hat, and like it looks cool. Anyway, go have a look at that because that is pretty dope and very exciting stuff. You can also keep refreshing because they will keep adding stuff on the website because they're selling off like props from the show, props from Command,
clearing out the warehouse.
Spectrum, Firefly.
Jack Moore's utility belt worn by Nathan Fillion.
Right? Didn't that get sold? I think that's sold.
It's still on here.
It's still there.
Oh,
it's letting me add it to the cart.
Okay.
I don't have $150 to spend.
Are you adding it to your cart? It's just in your cart.
So
I added it to the cart to see if it was sold out.
The whole point of the sale is because they're moving studios, right?
Yes, they're moving studios.
Do we know anything about that?
I don't actually. I have no idea. I just heard,
Steph's
hey, we're moving
I have
studio.
An NDA,
like, cool.
I can't speak.
No, I have no idea, honestly.
No, I can tell you like with confidence that not that like if I don't know then Stephanie doesn't know, it's more like they just tell you on a need to know. So we are moving studio.
Yeah, I'm
that's
sure they're
your
just
need to know.
trying to find
like
a better
there's no like
location
this is
than
the day we're
anything.
moving, this is the location, blah blah. Like,
it's probably because they don't know.
Well, they're
we
still
know
trying to figure out. They're still trying to figure out their because I asked him because I was like, as far as location goes, like in commute, I was like,
sure.
If we move somewhere, like, you know, then I'm like scrambling. Like after that, I was like, do I have to move? like
that's a valid concern.
You know, to figure out, like, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, and since working from home has become a easier thing, I mean,
yes, because you just pick up the hard drives, right? You pick up the hard drives and drop them off.
Yeah. So, yeah, I honestly I have no clear
What's your
idea
commute right now.
I mean, honestly, it was 10 minutes. Like they're literally like not that far away from me right now.
Oh wow, okay,
that's nice.
That's good.
Yeah,
that is nice.
I avoid taking the freeway because it's like a little crazy sometimes. So
yeah, because I feel like that's when we used
How close
to get,
are you to the one?
The one? Oh, I'm like 30 minutes away. Like I'm more inland. That's
okay. So like there's like so I'm trying to think of the main highways that run north and south in California.
Yeah, like I'm near the 5.
Okay.
The 405.
Yep.
Like So.
I lived in California for a few years, so I know
that.
Numbers.
23, 6. Am I winning?
Oh yes, Route 66. There we go.
It's like what's his face from National Treasure? Highway 2. See, I can do it too.
Yes.
See,
favorite character from that movie.
Seriously, I love him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we don't actually know, but they are moving studio soon, I would presume. That's why they're getting rid of all their stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to bring from that new studio and see just
what
basically
the background's
going to
look like.
Yeah.
They'll have a chance to redesign.
I was thinking this. I was like,
they rebuilt the basement.
Copy and paste? Yeah, like do they just copy and paste the basement, or do they like change it up? Because they did change it up.
It looks really good.
Like between like level 1 and level 2, or level 2 and level 3.
Yeah,
they did change
all 3.
it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is interesting. This is a nice change up. So maybe now it's just gonna be like a level up.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 and 3 were the same set, and then
it was 3 to 4. That was different.
Yeah. There was like
we're in level 3. Oh no, we're not.
We're in level 4.
Yeah. I was like,
oh my gosh,
test.
Behind?
It's a test.
It's stuff fast.
Oh fuck. Anyway, moving very swiftly on because I'm sure we are running out of time shortly. But we did have 2 episodes this week of Retro Replay on the channel. And it was, of course, trailer talk with the Green Knight and Uncle Nolan knows sometimes. Yeah, I think like trailer talk, it's alive. We spent like over an hour on there. If you want to go and have a look at what that is, go ahead and look over on the Retro Review Show. Seems very interesting, but I want to talk about Uncle Nolly because this is the first time we've had Uncle Nolly in a long time.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
In his own segment.
Yes.
So how are we all feeling?
So good. I'm glad he attacked the milk first cereal people.
Right.
That works out perfectly.
Who does this?
He reads it and the next person is like milk first. He's like.
So I have to ask, how was that legit that you actually had people write in with those handles and those questions?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right.
It's so perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If I didn't know any better, I would suspect people like Ash and Aaron to be like, milk first, no cereal, and not a psycho. I'm like,
Yeah, not a psycho. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Sure. You proceed to put milk before your cereal. Sure.
Yeah, that sounds like something they would do.
Oh my
God.
it
just does. I mean, I'm not accusing them. I'm sure they didn't, but I'm just saying, like, it sounds like a smart ass thing that they do.
Totally.
It's true.
Totally.
But yeah, we do. We get, like they get. I'm pretty sure they still have 1,000 questions or something like that from.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they have a lot. They have a lot.
Do you have just like a bunch of banked like Uncle Nolly episodes sitting in the back burner there stuff?
Well, we had because Uncle Nolly, we kind of switched how we filmed it.
Right.
Because before we'd film like a lot more, so we could get like 4 or 5 episodes out. So this one we had like a total of like 24 episodes, like or just like questions to work with. So it was just kind of okay, like how much do we want to do?
How many can we put this in?
Yeah. So, but yeah, I loved having Uncle Nolly back. It's been a while. And I forgot how much I loved the intro and the outro. Like we had so much fun, like coming up with what that was gonna look like, and that music.
Actually, I'm actually really interested in the intro and the outro. Can you tell us how that came about?
Mr. Rogers. Like we felt like that kept on like coming up of kind of like how Mr. Rogers kind of
that's the vibe
like the vibe like you feel from Uncle Nolly, and like Mr. Rogers always kind of gave you a little bit of advice, and there's no creepy like puppets, but
he's the vulgar Mr.
Exactly. So that was kind of our idea, like do we lean more into that?
I've always thought that too, watching the intro with the toy set and the house. And it's like, it looks like Uncle Nolly's house is the house at the end of the street that Mr. Roger lives on. And it's like the rundown street without a driveway.
Yep.
It's taking down everybody's property value.
Exactly.
So did you guys film that though? Like, did you film this little, like, where did you get the toy thing? Is that from Mr.
Like
Rogers itself?
No, just like Shutterstock and stuff. Like we just went deep digging, like trying to find like something. Because like filming it.
Clever.
Like, I don't have really to that extent. I mean, PJ has this like Christmas village and stuff like that. But you know, like
that could be the Christmas episode. Uncle Noli
listen,
is PJ's
his Christmas
village.
village makes me fucking to feel so sick. I actually think this year I'm going to start a Christmas village here.
You should,
because I've never done that, and I bought my first little Christmas village house thing, but it's just a little wooden house, so it's probably not going to be like part of the whole village.
But it's a start.
He's so cute, and I really loved it when he did like a little tour. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's awesome! I want that.
That's so cool.
So
yeah.
I had never heard of Mr. Rogers. I had to look him up.
Oh, really?
He's
wow.
That's true. It's more of it's an American thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that was a childhood staple. No matter what age, like for a certain demographic, like it was just. Or age
I grew up watching Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
There's a movie or something like that.
There was a movie about
with
the man,
Tom Hanks,
the actor. Oh, yeah. I see. Ah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But anyway, so that's
a treasure.
Inspiration came from.
I love that.
The song I hear everywhere.
Like the 18s plus version.
Exactly.
Right. Gotcha.
Rated mature.
Gotcha. Yes.
Rated mature. Yeah, we had some good ones in there, and it's just nice to see. I think like when I went on there, I saw the comments, and there's like over 4,000 views already.
Yeah.
Since it uploaded 18 hours ago, and all of the comments are like, "Oh my god, I have never clicked on a link fast enough," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like I didn't like. Sure, I miss Uncle Noli, but I didn't know that everybody missed Uncle Noli this much.
I always seem like the common.
I started reading the comments.
I always seem like the common opinion of a lot of people are like, "Yeah, Uncle Noli's fine in small doses," but then apparently it's not as.
Apparently, everybody's feeling starved.
Yeah,
I need Noli.
Apparently, yeah.
Not enough
I need
Uncle
my
Noli.
advice.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
It's like not enough mittens.
It's not enough.
Not anymore. That Uncle Noli.
Yeah, I just think it's such a great feel good little show, and it's silly. You get silly questions and silly answers. It's just kind of nice to have, especially during this whole COVID time. Like that was a real refresher to have, those shortcut episodes, and then he back.
Especially when they did like those crazy, weird questions, and then they went into something a little more serious. He just goes, "Listen here."
Yeah.
I love it when he does that.
It was so sweet. And I'm like,
I know.
I'll meet you someday.
Whenever he dropped like real truth bombs and stuff like that, I was like, "Hey, you're enough and love yourself because you're amazing." I was like,
okay.
I love the light bulb moment.
Right in the feels.
Yeah.
Yes. I love always guessing when it's gonna be the sometimes.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be it, and I finish the whole song, and I'm like, I did it!
It should be a drinking game, honestly.
Oh my god, it should be a drinking game.
That should be
a good idea.
Provided that it's an episode of Retro Replay that happens on Thursday nights, as opposed to when Uncle Noli used to be in the middle of the day.
Yes.
No drinking at work, children.
Oh.
Well, don't get caught.
I don't drink at all, so I'm just kind of like giving advice on things I don't even do.
Just drink a lot of sugar, like sugary drinks and snacks.
That'd make my heart explode.
And get diabetes.
Just as
an
water.
ADHD
You're high
person,
on your energy anyway.
I might
it's
die.
Fine.
Oh. Yeah, no.
As an ADHD person, I might die.
I might
That's
die.
great. Yeah, but overall, good vibes. Good vibes this week from Retro Replay. Does anybody have anything to add on the content or anything before we close out the show?
I really liked the trailer talk. I liked how excited that Drew got about the history of the PJ.
Shit all over him.
It's just like, no.
Drew, Nolan and PJ just were like,
and then I was sitting there like,
no.
Really? Like all excited. I'm like, let's just have a segment where he talks about it. I'll just listen to him talk about it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I know. I didn't get to say too much about it, but like, I don't know. After like watching the trailer talk and like the trailer again, it's like the trailer's beautiful. The story I'm a little about. Like there were some moments where I was like it just feels a little hokey.
Yeah.
Like, so. but like visually,
it is based on an old medieval poem. So
it is
1500s.
It is. I think the trailer was just so long, like so it's just kind of.
It was a long trailer.
Yeah,
I'd
imagine this movie is going to be long.
Oh,
yeah. Movies are getting progressively longer, and I love it.
I ain't got time for that.
Director's cut event game.
I'm here for it.
Hashtag just getting out there. Whatever you need.
Coming back to the director's cut.
Yeah.
So in the right background. Yes. It was a good trailer talk. It was. I really enjoyed them live as well. Ericka, I don't know if we got your feedback on how you like the lives.
Oh, I love it. I think it's fantastic, especially being able to make comments and have everybody read it and be like, oh, this is because during like some of the pre-record ones, some people make some fantastic comments. I'm like, oh, I wish they could see this.
Yes.
And then being able to have people call in, like, I don't remember the guy's name from this last one. Yeah,
it was Wayne.
Like, coming in with like this clutch information and lore, and I was
he knew a lot.
Wayne is a massive fan. Like,
oh my gosh,
like this is Wayne's most highly anticipated like film of the century at the moment. Like, it's so good.
And so giving him that platform to be able to say stuff, I thought was fantastic to be able to do that. I love it.
I totally gave Wayne a heads up as well. I was like, dude, we're doing because it was like the actual thumbnail was live. And I was like, hey, have you seen this? And he was like, this is my fucking film, bro. And I was like, well, you can join in, bro.
Get in on this.
But we do have to boycott it since you're not in it.
I'm not in it. Yeah, you could just.
Yeah.
I'll edit you in. And it'll be
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Stephanie. You got my background.
And then we have Nolan re-record the voice for the fox.
Maybe you can find a clip of Pagan from the Into the Borderlands.
Oh.
And like edit her into that. Like if you can find Pagan in the background in the fight scene somewhere.
I want Pagan eating like a bag of chips or something like in the background, like during a battle, and she's just like,
she's just sitting there.
Wow.
Did you see this? There's an editor recently, I think he's edited himself into films, and he's just recently edited himself into Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's like a scene between like Elizabeth and Darcy and stuff like that, and he's just eating, he's like
exactly. That's exactly where your inspiration from.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's so cool.
Let's get on this.
Yeah, it's such a great trend. I'm a big fan of it. It's so good. I picture like Stephanie's gonna be the type of friend / potential like future mom or something that would just edit really cool shit for people.
Dude, yes.
You ever see the dad who works in visual effects?
The dad.
Yes.
That's what I aspire to be someday for my kids. Just be like, you want to be in this movie? Okay.
I will make you. I will put you in this movie. Don't worry about it.
Want to be in Frozen?
So cool.
You're in Frozen now.
Unreal.
I picture my 4-year-old trying to sing the Frozen song very badly and then editing her into the movie singing the song very badly.
Oh, it'd be so cute.
It'd be adorable.
It'd be adorable.
Olaf would love it.
He would. He would be like,
he'd be all about
it. Like why? So you never did? Yeah, why? Stop
that is my
I'm trying
favorite.
To focus. Yeah, why?
That was my favorite trend on TikTok.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, why? I was like,
oh my god, TikTok trends is a whole other episode. Honestly, I could just go straight in on TikTok trends, but we won't.
Oh, yeah.
But to wrap out the show, just to say one more time, retroreplayshow.com for any of your cool fucking merch purchases, because now there's a 30% off with Moving 30 as the guys are moving studio. Also, if you want to check out some of the coolest articles ever submitted by replayers themselves, and you can too, over on retroreplayshow.com. If you are interested in submitting an article, send it over to members@retroreplayshow.com, and I can then forward it on to Drew, Brandy, and Steph. Not the Steph different Steph.
I've had people send me some stuff, and I'm like, I'm very flattered, but
and then like Jacory also gets like tagged and shit on social media. And you're like, I am just gonna throw this out there that I'm just gonna tag the correct Stephanie for you. Like,
we are all the same person.
You just branded Stephanie. Like, that's it. So before we close the show, I'll throw it to you guys to promote your socials and where we can find you. Ericka, we'll start with you.
Me? Oh my gosh, you can find me so many places now.
Everywhere.
But you can find me under Onduin everywhere, or sometimes as Nolan pronounces it, Ondalwin.
But it's Onduin.
But it is Onduin. I'm also part of Level 1 Geek, which is live streaming TTRPGs. I guest on a couple of those, but a lot of times I mod. I've started my own TTRPG podcast. If this is out in time, we are actually looking for 2 new cast members to join. So the application is still open as of right now. I think we're going to keep it open throughout the weekend and probably next week, just in case.
That's exciting.
So if you're interested in joining a TTRPG podcast, check out the Let Us In social media or even my own. I've reposted things and
I just love that name. Every single time you say it, I'm like,
Let Us In.
And so whenever I do like social media, it's like, let us know.
So genius.
It's fantastic. So we're looking for 2 new cast members. So if you're interested, come join. We're going to do interviews in the form of one-shots. And so we're very excited.
Cool.
Very cool.
That's exciting.
Yes.
Steph, where can we find you?
So you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. That's pretty much the same, judging since day one, and then one's judging since day one. I think that's my Twitter.
It's your Twitter one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had started to do like a Twitch, but I don't use it too much just because my computer's a little
struggling.
But
someday, hopefully we can go back to that. But for now, it's just Instagram and Twitter.
Making sure I'm following you on all the things.
We can see you on most trailer talks.
Right?
Yes.
Especially about the musicals. It's great.
I don't think you've ever missed a trailer talk, actually.
No, I haven't. I have yet to.
I've missed one because I was dead.
Yeah.
I had died to death and they were like, hey, Todd's gonna be on this one. I was like, man,
Physically
I really
dead.
want to be on this one, but I just cannot even get the energy.
Well, if you're going to do a Marvel
right after the
one.
charity stream.
Yes.
There you go.
Absolutely. We'll be hitting you up through the Riverside.
For sure.
If you guys again didn't know, with Trailer Talk, it is live some of the time now. So whenever we do go live, we will post a link for you to join us live on the show to discuss whatever trailer we're discussing, but you do need to be a member to avail of that. And it is open to all members at every tier. It will just be listed in the community tab before we go live on Trailer Talk. So if you have an opinion, you want to join us on the show, click in and follow the instructions. And you, like Wayne, like Dan, like Steph, like Louise, like anybody who's been on the show can join us live.
It's so cool.
Thank you. And Ericka, I'll actually pop in whatever information that you want. We can pop into the description as well for that. If you want, just pop it over to Dan.
Yeah.
I think I have pretty much everything, but anything new for sure, you can send it on to me and I'll make sure to get included.
The applications.
The application link.
Perfect. So I will include that in all the show notes.
11 applicants.
Wow.
Hey, that's
pretty
so
good.
That's really good.
Dan, where can we find you?
Me, of course, you can find at Stark Evil Vash on all platforms, except for Twitter. I'm Stark E Vash on Twitter, StarkyVash. And just give people a heads up, I will not be here next week for next week's podcast. I'm going to New York to visit family.
Oh, wow.
That's exciting.
So Pagan will be running that show.
It'll be a shit show. So come on in. Feel free to join.
I'm always happy to join.
Yay. Okay, awesome. That's what I'm not gonna be doing on my side. Can you imagine just be like, hello, listeners?
It's just Pagan. Hi, it's Pagan.
It's just me.
Listen.
Unfortunately, it would just be random tangents after tangent because I would just be on something and then
you would never have anyone to like get you off of it.
Nope. It would be a 3-hour long episode.
That'd be great.
Thank you. And if anybody has any questions regarding this show, or if you'd like to be on this show, send us an email to thereplayerpodcast@gmail.com or contact us on Twitter, the Replayer Podcast. And we'll be more than happy to schedule you in. And if you have any questions about being a membership with Retro Replay, come and support the channel you love. There's a fantastic range of tiers that are available on the Retro Replay YouTube channel. Go to the membership tab and have a look at everything there. There might be one to suit you. So feel free to join. And if you have any questions, it's members@retroreplayshow.com. If you need convincing, members@retroreplayshow.com. Thank you guys so much. You can always find me at Pagan Plays on Twitter and at Pagan_Plays on Twitch and Instagram. And I think that wraps up the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Steph, Ericka, thank you.
Say that to Game Over.
That's a game. Is there like a cool like a retro game that says actually game over in a really cool voice?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, we'll find it somewhere.
I feel like you know what you can use? You can use, I think in Spy Kids 3D, Sylvester Stallone says game over.
That's
like
right.
Game over.
Did not know that.
Perfect.